Hello and welcome to part 2 of the IndieCommerce video documentation on content types in Drupal 7. Keep in mind this information is intended to be used in conjunction with the written documentation in the IndieCommerce Help Center on bookweb.org. Just navigate over to bookweb.org, go to e-commerce and ebooks, then to IndieCommerce, and finally IC Help Center. This video also assumes you've watched the part 1 video on content types found in the Training Video Center. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the options available when working with a particular content type. In this case, we'll be working specifically with the page content type, but the same concepts apply to all content types, including product classes. For this demonstration, I'm going to use two windows, one to create a page node, and the other to manipulate the page content type itself. In this case, the windows have been resized so the sidebars are not appearing. For the first window, we go to Content, Add Content, and Page. And in the second window, we'll go to Structure, Content Types, and Page. The first window is where we create the piece of content that the customer will eventually see. The second window is where we can make changes to the content type itself. In part 1 of content types, we looked at the initial settings for a content type, which are found under the Edit tab for that specific content type. This is where we dictate the name of the content type, the name of the first field, whether the node is automatically published, and whether it will display the username and creation date. Right now, we'll look at the tabs in the upper right of the screen. The Manage Fields tab allows you to dictate what fields will be available when you are creating nodes of this content type, while the Manage Display tab allows you to dictate which of those fields will actually appear on the published node and where. We'll look at the Manage Fields tab first. Here you can see that the fields that are available when creating a node of this content type correspond with the fields listed in the Manage Fields tab for the same content type. So in this case, under the Manage Fields tab, the first field listed is the title. And on the page that I'm actually creating, you can see that the title field is listed first. Looking at the other fields, exclude node title, the body, the book list, etc., you can see that they correspond to the order in the Manage Fields tab. At the bottom of the Manage Fields tab, there is an option to add a new field. For instance, if I were creating a new content type called article, I might add an additional field called byline. Also at the bottom is an option to add an existing field. This will allow you to choose from all of the available fields that already exist, such as the book list tool, the file upload tool, or the body field. You should feel free to create a new content type and try adding different existing fields just to see what they do. You can always delete the fields or even delete your new content type and start over. You can change the order of these elements by grabbing the little four-pointed arrow and dragging up or down. However, this only changes the order in which the content type prompts you for those fields. How the fields are displayed to the customer is dictated under the Manage Display tab. Here, you'll see a fairly short list of elements. In this case, just the body, the book list, and uploaded files. Since these are the only fields you can manipulate the order of when the page is actually displayed. The default order is body, book list, and uploaded files. If you didn't want one or more fields to be visible, you can drag them down below the word hidden to hide them on the final node. Each field also has a label that can be displayed or hidden. and some fields will give you an option of formats. For instance, the book list tool can be altered to display the cover image only. Finally, under the Manage Display tab, there is a smaller tab at the top right for the default or the full version of the node, and a tab for the teaser. The teaser is what is shown if a node is promoted to the front of the site. In this case, any files that may have been uploaded to a page will not appear on the teaser because the files field has been pulled down below hidden. When the node is promoted to the front and is displaying the teaser, the body field can be exactly the same as what appears in the body on the full node, or it can be a specifically truncated or trimmed version of the body. As we saw in the video on creating a page, you can create a summary that is separate from the default body, but here you can further dictate what will appear on the front. The body can be displayed as the default, which is all of the body info that appears in the full node, plain text, which is the body info stripped of all formatting, trimmed, which is the body info cut down to a specific character length, and the option chosen by default, summary or trimmed. This will display whatever has been added as the summary, or, in the absence of a summary, will display the body info, again trimmed to a specific character length. If the format for the body field is either trimmed or summary or trimmed, there is one other setting available to dictate the trim length. By default, the teaser for the body will trim the body text down to 600 characters, but that can be changed. In the next video, we'll look at actually creating a new content type and creating a node of that type.